Welcome, Rise of Industry fans, to Rise of Industry with Omnius Prime. Episode 4. I've been working on the railroad. As you can see, I have done some building here. Let's just see how much I spent. 8.31 million. Okay. And so what I have done is I built 2 coal mines. I have built an iron ore mine. I have let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't have a petrochemical plant because I have the petrochemical plant next to the gas. So here I have BR Scrub 1, BR Scrub 2. So I've been able to set up 3 mines, use 2 scrubbers, okay, because, petrochemical plant pumps out 2 chemicals. So here I have 5 steel plants sitting along here. And you see how I always like to pair up my scrubbers and spread them out and then build the dirty industry around it. I also added a lumber yard here. And let's just real quick, one thing I haven't really touched on here. Terraforming, planting trees, okay? So you can plant trees. Let's find an empty spot like right there, okay? So you can plant trees to help rebuild your forest that your logging industries will deplete over time. Unless, like me, you're using infinite resources, okay? And I realized, I really don't even have to do this planting of young trees. Now, in a couple of years, they'll grow up to be fully mature trees, and you'll see this area just turn into a nice heavy wooded area. Now, I know. Let's get to the railroad action here, okay? So, as you can see, I have built a warehouse with a train station. Yeah, of course, that doesn't just show you and I called this a train warehouse, BR Baton Rouge. So, now it runs up here to Bell Valley, where I put the other end of the train station. Okay. So now I have a nice little train set up. Now, I don't know if you remember from, I think it was the last episode, where I was sending a little excess wheat to this warehouse here. Okay. And I happen to have 1 wheat in this warehouse, just sitting there, not going anywhere. And and somehow in the game I forgot about the wheat being in here and to do the sale to the state. So let's talk about selling to the state, because in some of the videos I saw, the people making the videos did not know what they were talking about when it comes to making a decision to sell to the state. Okay, they were all worried about, the state doesn't pay so much, like 100% instead of maybe up to 150%. So, by the time you get done making the product and then transporting it to the state, you might lose money. Okay, that is stupid thinking. I'm an accountant, been one for over 40 years. Here's how you look at it. That wheat has already been produced. I've already paid for the expense. Now, the only cost pricing decision I have to make is, can I move that wheat, sell it to the state, and get more than the cost to transport it there? And the answer is going to be invariably yes. So what I'm going to do is just set this up here, pick my wheat, okay. I'm going to choose a destination. Now, I'm going to choose a warehouse. I'm going to choose the Baton Rouge train warehouse, okay? And I'm just going to send it all. Because remember, the warehouse is not redistributing wheat to the sheep field. Okay, so anything that comes into any wheat that comes into this warehouse can get sent to the state. So I've sent it to this warehouse. Now what I need to do is send the wheat up to the warehouse in Bell Valley. So where is Bell Valley train warehouse? 392 tiles away. Once again, I'm just going to send all of it. I don't need to put in a number. So now here we are at the Bell Valley train warehouse, or what is referred to as a trade depot. The difference this is a warehouse. This is a trade depot. Yes, it's a warehouse, but it has a train station attached to it. So now it becomes a trade depot. Okay? Or if I put a Zeppelin airfield attached to this warehouse. Okay? You can see you have train, boat, Zeppelin field. Okay? So now what I am going to do is, let's get rid of this guy. Let's go ahead and send this wheat, choose destination state, and you see the state is like just right there on the edge of the map, and it's just going to send all of it. So now I've set up distribution for the wheat, and yes, sell your excess to the state. Inventory that is sitting in a warehouse is not generating any income or cash for you. So it just becomes dead weight. You've paid the expense to make it, sell it. Okay? Now, let's take a quick look over here. I have added another petrochemical plant here. Okay, Petrochem 2. So now, Petrochem 2 delivers to the warehouse. Now I've got chemicals being transported to BV train warehouse. And so that's what it looks like I'm doing right now. So now the chemicals I'm running up to this warehouse by truck. I'm now sending by train. Okay, you see right there I've got the train, use train terminal, okay? So it's going to this warehouse. Now this warehouse is sending a truck, well actually two different trucks. One is going to be our scrub 1, one is going to be our scrub 2. You know, it's kind of too bad that we can't assign multiple locations to a single truck. Otherwise we could have one truck deliver two chemicals, one to be our scrub 1, one to be our scrub 2. But it requires two trucks. Okay? Let's see, what else am I doing? So now from, so let's take a look here. So what am I doing? I am sending coal to the Bell Valley train warehouse. I'm sending steel to the Bell Valley train warehouse. And I'm doing these by train, okay? And then from here, I can sell the coal to the warehouse, the steel to the ironmongery, okay? So that's my distribution setup right there. Let's go ahead and, oh, wait a minute, let's take a quick look here. What am I doing? So I'm selling all the lumber to the Baton Rouge warehouse. Notice that I'm taking coal. I've got two coal mines here. So I've got some excess coal. So I'm sending 8 coal to the Baton Rouge train warehouse. I'm sending up to, now I can send up to 14 to the hardware store in Baton Rouge. So here I'm sending coal to Baton Rouge, to the warehouse, to the hardware store, and I'm sending it up to Bell Valley to be sold up there. So this is where I could build 2 coal mines instead of 1 because I'm going to ship to 2 different cities. Well, let's get the clock running here. Let's start seeing this stuff in action here. And let's see the train start running. Okay, you see a little truck was already in there. Now, one of the things that you want to do with like these train setups is of course, now what you have is you have like an in and an out. So let's see. Pretty soon here we're gonna now there's our first little trains going out. Okay, they're like little single trains. Let's see if I can't catch one of these and just take a look and see what it's carrying. Here we go. So if I come down here, it tells me it's carrying one coal. Now it can carry up to 8 of something. So some of these trains you'll see later on once it gets a little busy, and now you can see trains coming back. Okay. Now right now look, it's starting to look kind of dirty here because now what I need to do is I need to get my chemicals delivered to the warehouse in Bell Valley, train down to the Baton Rouge train warehouse. Then a truck will take it up to the trucks will take it up to the scrubbers, and there you see the trucks have gotten chemicals to the scrubbers, and the scrubbers have now cleaned up this whole area. So, once again, you want to keep everything nice and clean. Let's take a quick look at the traffic heat map here. As you can see, it's nice and green, no matter how busy it gets here. Okay. So, so now that's the trains. Now, let me stop the clock for a minute because what I want to do is have a little fun. Wow, in that little run there, I went from almost 3 million to 8 million. So let's see. We are going to build logistics. So let me just build some warehouses, build one here. And let me just, whoops. Probably should have built it like right here. And let's just blow that up. Demolish it, get some money back. So when you demolish things, you get some money back. Okay, let's just get it in here. Normally I like to line things up real nice, but sometimes you can't. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. I'm going to add a train terminal. Okay. And let me just take a quick look at this. Okay, so that's where the rails are coming out. Whoops. Let's do that. And let's just hook my road up here. Actually, probably didn't need to do the whole way around. Okay, so now I've got that set up. Let's just come up here, do the road real quick. Okay, let's do the road. Now there we go. Being clumsy here doing this. Okay, now let's come in here. Let's put in another train terminal. Now what you want to do is make sure to move it around. Let's see, where are the train tracks at? Okay, so that what you're doing is you want to line up your train station. Plug in a road up here. Okay. Now, let's do some track, place some track. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to, and laying track is pretty simple. Okay. So what I'm going to do is say, come to about right here. And come down like one more. Now, what you try to do is keep like one space in between. So what you want to try to do is make those turns There we go. And keep the tracks running. There we go. Nice and parallel. Why? Okay. Ooh, did I do the bridges yet? I think so. So let's see. So now I can go ahead. Let's build a bridge, a track bridge. Okay. So what I want to do is let's just try it right here. Okay. So you can build a track bridge. Okay. Nice and simple. You can have multiple connections. So I could, if I want to, run it out and stuff. Now, one of the things that you got to be careful about, like, let's just come over here. And pop in a little. Oops. Me and my clumsy little miss. Okay. Now I can go ahead and just build another rail station. Okay. Look that up. So now it's just a matter of you have to be careful about matching. So here, like you can see how at straight on angles, the left side here connects up to the right side there, right side to left side. So here I've got, I didn't put it in the right spot. There we go. Demolish it. Let's just try it again. And let's just put it in on the side here. That's what I wanted to do. Boom. Now we can just go ahead and connect it up that way. Okay. So now it's just a matter of okay, now I've got this little train station at a different angle than straight on. So now, how do I connect it up? I just have to think of, think about relative position. So my left here is going to need to connect up to what we see is, well, what would be the right over there. So let's go ahead and just connect it up to the outside. This I would connect up to the inside. And then this way, you can see that even with angles, it's all just going to be a matter of thinking through relative positions of you know, you want the left here going into the right on the other side. So once you get this kind of figured out, you know, the trains can be kind of nifty. They will allow you to, with a capacity of 8, move some goodies a little more economically. Hold on, there we go. Here's one. Okay, let's. Okay, be that way. Now, why am I not? Okay, I see that one. It's like, where do I? Oh, there we go. Okay, so this one I've got 6 steel going up on that one train. So that is definitely going to be nice and cost efficient. So I'm going to let the track run. And of course, remember my saying, just say no to contracts. Okay, let's come back in a moment and see what I did for a couple months later, and it's November 1 of year 10. And as you can see, I have expanded my gas and copper. So now I have a new gas mine. I have a new copper mine. I have a new petrochemical plant that's going to be fed by that that gas mine, sending 3 to the petrochem plant. As you can see, I have uh, scrubber 3 and BB scrubber 4. So since I operate in multiple cities, what I got to doing was P for Pool, BV for Bell Valley, BR for Baton Rouge, so that basically I can look at the name of some particular plant, like say in the budget overview, and if I were looking at buildings like factories, let's look at petrochemical plants. Oh, no, that's not going to show it to me. But as you can see, P Petrochem 1, BV, so I know I can relate these to where they are. Okay, so giving it a little 1 or 2 letter city designation is really helpful. And as you can see, I've got a couple of I think I've got 3 copper wires here and 2 copper tubes, so that I kind of evened it out between the 2 to 5 and 5. So let's see, where am I delivering? I'm probably delivering some of the gas. Let's see. So there's my chemicals, and I have steel coming up here. So where am I sending all of this stuff to? Hardware store, ironmongery, ironmongery. So right now, I'm sending all of the production to Bell Valley. Sending 2 chemicals via rail to Baton Rouge to get the steel guys, or get the steel plants running. So here, let's just take a quick look, and we'll see pretty soon that things will start functioning over here in this new area. You can see how the production alerts are going back down. And since they're all yellow, I know that they'll disappear. And acquire permit for region San Leandro. So starting bid is 12 million. I've got 2 million on hand, so I'm not going to bother with the region auction. Now, the other thing I found out is that, instead of those regional auctions, I could just go in and, and buy the town permit just by going directly to the town. Now you can see how this new set of copper wire and copper tubing factories, they're all up and running and humming and generating more profit for me. Let's see what I built. Here it is, January 1 of year 11. And let's see what I've done. I've made 1.17 million last month on 5.11 million in sales. I have spent $975,000. What have I built? Furniture base. So what I did is I built another carpentry center, but this one is specializing in furniture bases. There it is. Okay, so see, it's the large furniture base. They also have small furniture base for like making auto seats. I will be doing that someday soon. Okay, delivering its goodies to the warehouse. Now I don't know why I set a number on the warehouse. Really, what it should be is just, since I'm going to the warehouse now, my rule is infinity. It's only when I'm sending it to the city, to a particular store, that I want to use the limit the amount that's going to get stored there. Okay. So what I've done is I built a furniture base, and I built a another carpentry center that's now going to turn out wood planks that get sent to the furniture base company. Okay, this is going to send it to the warehouse, and and do that. Now, remember, I think as in the last segment I showed you about terraforming. Okay. Now, notice how thick the trees are here. You know, these have had time to grow, so I've got this nice little foresty area. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's lumber. This air purifier wouldn't have fit when I put it in. And if you notice, I did some terraforming here so that I could fit this in right here, right next to the air pollution problem. Okay, as you can see, I also did some terraforming here on this lake um, to make this water pump nice and straight and stuff. Okay, so I love to do a little bit of terraforming here and there. In some cases, I will do even more. So let's go ahead and look at the tech tree. I didn't show you that what I had done before this project was that I researched the increase the train capacity. Now that I'm playing with trains, I wanted to make sure to increase the capacity of the trains and plus 25% train speed. Okay, so I want to make them carry more, make them faster. Okay. As you can see, you know, now here's the ceramics, summer clothes are kind of sitting behind it, wall panels, and the magnifying glass. That's the efficiency for going to $1 million a month in research spending. So let's go ahead and boom, let the clock run. And let's see. Now, one of the things that I do is, let's just hold on a second and take a look, is that save games. I'm real big on save games. Now, this is all for doing this video. So what I did is I saved each stopping point as a different save game file, so that I could go back as I'm doing now and actually make a video, and it's all basically been pre-done. I'm right now I'm at 1Y, okay? But I'm a big fan of normally even having maybe 3 save game files, and I rotate them. Now what I'll do is when I get ready to build something, I stop. Only a fool builds while the clock is running, okay? And deliver 68 copper tubing to San Leandro. Just say no to contracts. Okay. So so I always stop the clock, save. Now when I start to build something, I save it as a new save file. Okay. I don't save over what I just stopped at. Just in case I don't like what I was building, I can go back to that previous save and do it again. And if I maybe don't have enough money, then yeah, once again I can go back, run the clock another month, try it again. So you know, it's really good for these games to save often and test your saves. So once I built something, what I do is I run clock test to make sure that I've got all the little distributions set up nice. You can see the furniture base factory is turning out large furniture bases now. Okay. So really important to do saves, test the save before you move on. And that way you're not going back scrambling to fix things so much. Okay? Well, let's see what I did with my next build. It's March 1 of year 11, a few months further in. Back to Bell Valley. And as you can see, I have decided to go for some oil. So I have Bell Valley Oil 1 and 2. And I have my chemical scrubbers. Whoops, I forgot to name them. Wow. I forgot to give them their nice pretty names here. So what's happening is this warehouse is now sending 8 oil to the Bell Valley train warehouse over here, sending the rest basically to the hardware store in Bell Valley. Max that it will store in the Bell Valley hardware store is 20. Okay, so this way I can kind of divide up the oil and send it where I want. I'm sending a little less down to Baton Rouge than I am actually to Bell Valley, because Bell Valley is a bigger city, has a little more demand. Okay, so now, as usual, I built a new petrochemical plant over by the gas field, and I am sending two. Am I sending it here? Yeah, 9 and 10, right. So sending from truck to the warehouse, sending from this warehouse directly to the two chemical scrubbers, okay? Rather than running the truck from the warehouse, that extra bit of difference. Yeah, I could save money doing that, but then again, I'm also tying a truck up to run that extra distance. So here I'm gonna bite the bullet, spend a little extra money, shorten up the truck route for the first warehouse, and use the second warehouse to make the direct delivery to the scrubbers. Let's take a look and see what's going on. Truck speed increased. Bell Valley. Ooh, that's a good one. Let's just go ahead and let's see. I imagine I'll get some competition for this. Man, I hate this because then it slows it down to doing like speed 1. Okay. Wow. Okay, so now that right now I have the truck speed increased, which I didn't have when I was doing this. Deliver 17 milk to Bell Valley. No, thank you. Just say no to contracts. Okay, just say no to contracts. So as you can see here, I've got the oil rigs working, and I'm sure that pretty soon my chemical scrubbers will start working, and they will clean that mess up. See, nice and clean. Now, ooh, I just finished researching plastic. Finally getting around to the ceramics, I guess. And there's your steel, a diode, which involves copper wires, I think. My summer clothes are over here. In the middle row on the left, it looks like I've decided to go for the water treatment plant so that I can do offshore oil wells, wall panels, and then my increase in research investment, and then on the left-hand bottom row is building tunnels and bridges cheaper. Nope. Nope. Yeah, right here. Minus 25% tunnels and bridge costs, which is good for saving money. So, let's see what I ended up doing. It's February 1st of year 12, and I just spent 5.63 million. And what did I build? I think it looks pretty obvious here that what I did is built an oil harvester, building right here. And where is it here? The old big gas pump. Okay. And of course I always build a scrubber. I've got 2 of them right here. There it is, right there. And then, of course, the petrochemical plant next to the gas plant. Okay. So I always, like to build in pairs here, so that I build 2 scrubbers to take advantage of the output of 2 chemicals from the petrochemical plant. And by doing that, as you can see, I can have agriculture in between my gas and oil, because I do the pollution control, which is just really important. And let's take a look at research. I just started researching the ability to bump up my research and development investment to 1 million per month. So I'm getting ready to get serious. Here you can see I'm getting ready to do some steel barrels here, some wooden barrels, diodes. Uh, right now I'm in the midst of thinking about doing the water treatment plant because at this point in the game I was contemplating doing offshore drilling. I end up, I think, canceling that research and uh, just not going for the offshore. I just figured the ground oil is simpler because I only need to do the chemical scrubber. I don't have to do a chemical scrubber and a water treatment plant. Now, as you can see, I'm getting into just past the water treatment plant. In the middle of the middle row is the refined oil, and then to the right of it is rubber. So I'm turning raw rubber into rubber, which can be turned into tires. I'm building the small, in the bottom row on the left, I'm building the small furniture base. The summer clothes have been pushed way down here. And of course the wall panels now at the very end of my research list. Now, as you notice, I kind of took off the minus 25% tunnels and bridge cost because right now I've decided that I'm not going to be building tunnels and bridges soon enough, and I wanted to get some of these other things going. And I'm sure that as time goes on, I will be changing some of my research choices. So let's run some clock right now, and let's watch these oil and gas plants. Oh, and I forgot that I also built 5 plastic plants, okay? Because what I'm doing is I'm turning 2 oil plus 1 gas into 2 plastic, okay? So here's a case where this needs 2 different inputs. So that's where my tandem goes of doing gas and oil together. So I'm basically going to use up all my oil to turn into plastic. 3 of my 10 gas will go to the petrochemical plant. 5 will go to the various plastic plants, and then the rest will go to the warehouse to be sold. So let me show you what's going to be demand of fish. As always, just say no to contracts. Let's see what I build next. So let's see. We'll see that the chemicals are developed, and there we go. See, now it's all nice and clean. It's June 1st of year 12, and I think you can see that after spending 9.04 million, running myself down to 765,000 cash on hand, I've got some new businesses working here. Up here, I built 5 plastics factories. So now the oil from here is going to make plastic, plus, like, I think some of the gas is also 5 gas and the 10 oil. So now the plastic factories are basically using up the raw resources here. I have, oh yeah, just the one petrochemical plant. Okay. So now I've got another scrubber here. I have another scrubber here, and they're being fed by oh yeah, gas goes to petrochemical, petrochemical goes to scrubbers 3 and 4, and I did another, there it is, a petrochemical scrub 5, which is this guy right here. So this gas plant here is delivering direct to the scrubber, not going to the warehouse first, okay? Just trying to, minimize, since it's a short enough distance that it won't disrupt the production cycle deliveries. And then the other one is going to the warehouse. And from the warehouse, this is going to go to I might not have set up the destination yet, which should be warehouse 7. So that's delivering to the hardware store. So I'm pretty sure what I was supposed to do, and which I'm kind of surprised I didn't do, is I'm going to run the, got to run the gas over here to the scrubber. Not sure where the scrubber's getting the chemicals from, if not from here. Ah, there we go. Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm delivering from here to warehouse 6, right here, okay? So I'm pushing it up the road, pushing the 2 deliveries here. Warehouse 6 is now delivering to warehouse 7, and warehouse 7 is delivering. You see how I turned that on? Those are off. Is delivering to the scrubber here. So that's how I've set up my distribution chain. You know, sometimes it's fun, just kind of thinking this stuff out. You want to minimize truck and stuff. Now, what I did do here was I built water pumps and sand harvesters and a bunch of concrete plants. So now I'm turning sand and water into concrete, which is probably going to construction goods store or something. Let's take a look. It's been a while since we looked at the shop overview for pool. So let's see. I don't have any leather stored. That keeps the price up at 165%. I've got one cotton stored. It's at 152%. I've got one lumber stored. It's 163%. So you see, by not having too much in storage, now here wheat I've got 9 in storage. Don't want to have more than 8. Price is 161%. So this is why you do not want to overproduce. You want to underproduce a bit, because then by not over delivering and overselling, your prices are up. Now milk is only at 86%. That's like Pooh Bear, So that's kind of gone down, even though nothing is stored. Okay. Now if I had something stored, that would probably mean like, whoa, it would be even worse. So here the oranges are at 138%. So that's really strange how milk tanked. And let's take a look at leather. Leather's up at 165%. Okay. I've got one dye stored. 155% is the price. No fibers are stored. No heavy, no light fabric is stored. It's all just being sold. And that keeps the prices up in let's see, 148% for fibers, 155% for the dye. The heavy fabric's at 136%, or no, light fabric 136%, heavy fabric at 146%. So not over delivering. Here I've got some iron ore that I could sell. Okay, and then the home goods I have new. See, that's where the wooden barrels come in. And furniture, which require the small furniture base, stuff like that. And I now have an auto parts store, okay, where I could sell things like tires or interior lining, okay. So now pool is up to 6 stores. I picked, on this level up, I picked the home goods store, and it gave me the parts store automatically. And that's what drove my decision to build the car. I had the auto parts store, so I might as well build the car there, just so that I match up some production to a store that I actually have. So let's go ahead and just run some clock, and let's just watch the stuff kind of turn on here. Now, I've already instituted the $1 million a month budgeting. I'm building the tunnels and bridges, uh, 25% cost reduction. Um, Now, in the middle here of the middle row, I've added the offshore harvesters after the water treatment plant. But somehow I have a feeling that before I get to them, I'm going to get smart and just cancel those two research projects. Um, since I finally just felt that, yeah, it wasn't worth having offshore oil. So now, as you can see, all of the new industrial areas are running nice and clean. That's an old one up there, up here by Warehouse 4. See, and then that's all nice and clean. And you can see I've done some new roads here, like where I built this concrete plant. Now I've got the concrete plant, a road running all the way across just below where they have the farms here. On up to a warehouse here, on up to the oil here. Later on, I will connect the road up from this lumber area up to this warehouse. But slowly but surely, I'm just kind of, building a transportation infrastructure and all that good stuff as I'm building up different business areas. And always thinking of ways to use two scrubbers at a time so that I can build a petrochemical plant. So let's see what I've done with my. It's August 11th of year 12, and here we are in the city and region of Archbold, which I just purchased. Now, I just borrowed $35 million to to purchase the region of Archbold and to create this industrial area right here, okay? A for Archbold, the warehouse, okay? So I've got a sand harvester, I've got water pumps, I've got hops fields, cotton fields, wheat fields, vegetable, rubber, and cows, of course. So I've got cows here because Archbold, I just finished a research project. Let's look at Archbold. Okay, so I got beef, milk, and leather. So here is a region where I can sell everything from the cow, and that's why I built it. And of course, the other thing I like about Archbold is that it's got coal and iron, and it's near Pool. So yes, I think I'm going to be building a bridge of some kind in this area. So that'll probably be happening next episode. Right now I'm just building up the little city of Archbold. It's already prospering, got 92,000 people in it. Pool has 610,000 people in it now. So as you can see, everything's working just fine. And I'm working my way through my research and stuff now at $1 million a month. And I just keep making lots and lots and lots of money. Whoopsie, I have 7.7 million in sales, making 1.2 million in profit. And I'm buying new areas and building up new industries and stuff, new business parks. And of course, as always, just say no to contracts. So until the next episode, I hope that all of you have a great time.